Hey guys, this is Akansha and welcome to Tech Master Ani. In our previous session, we have covered the type of oxides. In our today's session, we will understand the use of oxide in the fabrication. So do watch all the videos to get the better clarity. So let's start today's session. So this is a basic use of oxide is to mask against the diffusion. So let us understand it again. If we have a p-type of substrate and we apply a oxide layer above it, so this oxide layer will not allow dopant to penetrate into this. So there is a no dopant can reach to the p-type of substrate. So in this way, this SiO2 layer is a mask against the dopant. The second very important use of oxide is a isolation purpose. So isolation is needed in the fabrication because we need to fabricate millions of the devices on a particular single chip. So it is very important to have a isolation. So what we do, if we have one device here and the other device here, so we need to separate it out these two devices using isolation. So we apply isolation in between these two. What happened? The leakage current which is going from one device to another device is now not able to reach because of this SiO2 or a isolation layer. So in this way we can reduce the reverse saturated current which is flowing from one device to another device using isolation layer. So this is why we use SiO2 as a isolation layer. So let us understand the two ways to use SiO2 in the isolation purpose. So first one is a LOCOS, local oxidation of silicon. So let us see the process here. So we take a p-type of substrate. Over this we grow a pad oxide. Pad oxide is a very thin layer of oxide. Then next we apply silicon nitride. So this silicon nitride is a mask against oxidation. It means it will not allow oxygen to come and react with the silicon. So we want a particular area to be isolation purpose. So we need to open a window here using lithography process. By using lithography process, we have opened this window. After opening window, we need to oxidize this particular area to create a isolation wall. So we apply oxygen and we will form an oxide layer in between two regions. So there is a two regions and in between these two regions we have our oxide layer. What happened in this process? Oxide layer is formed due to diffusion, but the diffusion direction could be anywhere. There is no anisotropy. It could be isotropic in nature. Isotropic means a reaction could place in any direction. So it is possible that the direction of oxidation is this and this. Due to this type of oxygen direction, there is a formation of a beak kind of structure. So this type of structure resembles a beak of a bird. That's why we call it as a bird's beak problem. So this type of problem is present in a low-cost type of isolation where a beak kind of structure is formed in the oxidation process. So this is a one particular problem. Instead of getting straight line, we are getting very spread area for the oxidation. So this is all about the locus. So let us understand the second technique. The second technique is shallow trench isolation. So in our previous technique, we have bird's beak problem, and these bird's beak problem is due to the diffusion of oxygen in isotropic direction. So now we have come up with the new solution. Instead of diffusion, we will try deposition of the oxygen. So let us understand here. So in this type of process, we first go through with the low cost process. So we grow a silicon substrate. Over this we apply our paired oxide. So this paired oxide will be there. Then we apply our silicon nitride. Then we open our window over silicon nitride. And now in this stage, instead of oxidation, we will open a trench. So there is a open trench. This is called open trench. So over this open trench, we apply our linear oxide. So there is a small linear oxide. So this linear oxide will protect a surface during the deposition of SiO2. If you will directly deposit SiO2, there could be a fracture in the silicon wafer. So that is why we use linear oxide. After this linear oxide, we deposit our silicon SiO2 layer. After that SiO2 layer, we will pattern the extra area and create this type of structure. And after that particular structure, we will remove our silicon nitride and we can have this type of structure. So here there is a no problem of bird's beak because there is a no diffusion of SiO2. There is a deposition of SiO2. Now we have our two active regions. Here we can form our device using fabrication process. So this is all about STI, which is very, very important for the exam point of view. And also locos is very important for exam point of view, both for the prelims as well as mains exam. So now let us understand the third use of oxidation, which is for surface passivation. So it will protect the device. After creating the device, we need to protect it from the environment. So we use our surface passivation process. In this process, we have this device. We need to protect this device. So what we do, we first deposit our photosilicate glass. So there is a deposition of photosilicate glass. After the deposition of PSG, we need to pattern it and create a contact. So here is a contact. So in this way, we can protect our device using surface passivation. So now there is very important term which is called gate oxide. So in our MOSFET, which is MOS, here metal oxide semiconductor. So metal is there and there is a oxide layer. So this oxide layer is formed by the SiO2. In our previous session, I have told you that this type of oxide is formed by the dry oxidation because we want highly pure oxide for the gate oxide purpose. So let us understand what happens if there is an impurity in the gate oxide. So if there is a sodium impurity which is positive in our SiO2 layer, so instead of MOS going to be off, it will be on. So let us understand it here. If we apply a gate voltage greater than the threshold voltage, so in this case our NMOS will be on. When the NMOS is on, there is a formation of a channel. So you can see here there is a channel formed in between two N regions. So this is a NMOS which is in on state and it is under strong inversion because there is a channel formation. So let us understand what happened when there is a positive impurity present in the in the gate oxide. So when there is a positive impurity in the gate oxide, and we did not apply any gate voltage. So in the ideal condition, if we do not apply gate voltage, then there should be no formation of channel. But what happens when there is a problem of impurity present inside the oxide? So these impurity which is in positive nature will form a negative layer of electron in the this region of channel. So instead of no channel formation, there is a channel formation. So this channel formation will be treated as weak inversion. So instead of device to be off, it will treated as a on condition. So there is a problem due to this oxide impurities. So this is why our gate oxide should be very pure so that this type of problem will not occur in our device. This is all about the gate oxide, and this is all about the use of oxidation in our fabrication process. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to the channel. Thank you so much.